Alright, what's going on today, YouTube? Welcome back to your favorite cyclist YouTube channel. And this week we've got Project Mongoose back with us here, and we're finishing up the brakes we started on a couple weeks ago. We are going to get new pads installed and then get them all centered and adjusted on the wheel like they properly should, and our braking power will be restored. But before we get into today's video, if you are new to my channel, make sure you head down below, hit that subscribe button for me. If you already are subscribed, make sure that little bell icon next to that is checked. That way you get notified every time I upload. That way you don't miss any of my awesome videos here all about Project Mongoose, tutorials, reviews, and of course rides we do on this channel, because it's all awesome. You don't want to miss any of it. So we'll get right into this here. Brake pads. What do we go ahead and get? Well, I went ahead and bought these. These are a Blackburn VBrake pad. Pretty simple. They're $8 for the pair. I'll post a link in the description if you're interested in these. Should work perfectly fine. There's not anything fancy about these V-brakes, and it should work fine for our purpose that we're using this bike for. So let's get you guys right up on the front. We'll start with the front brake, get them changed out and adjusted properly, and get this bike stopping again. So down here at the bike, only need a couple things for this one, nice and simple. Need a 5mm Allen key and a screwdriver to adjust the tension on the V-brakes here. Very simple process. So moving into this, so pretty much first thing you're gonna do, go ahead, push the brakes together some, so you can pop your cable out. There we go. All right. So that's the first thing you're gonna do. Go ahead, pop your cable out of the brake, and then on each of these brake pads, show you on these, there's gonna be an Allen key right at the end there on your old ones and your new ones. So first you're gonna undo that bolt there. That'll let you take your brake pads all the way out. So go ahead here, and they may be kind of tight. Oh yeah. All right. So we just gotta take our old pads out here. And a good thing to note is there are these washers in between them. So if you keep an eye on what pattern those washers are in on your bike, generally which one's where the big one and where the small one is, you'll be able to put them right back how they were, and you should be all set that way, just like so. There we go. So old pads are off, and on your new ones, let's see here. So generally with your new ones, oh there they are. On your new ones, they have them labeled rim R, rim L. If they're not labeled, generally the shorter part goes towards the front. So short part on the front, long part on the back. Pretty easy to do, even if they're not labeled. So when you go ahead and open this, when you go ahead and undo this bolt here, you'll see you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 washers in there. So you have 5 washers in there, 2 are like curved, 2 are flat, one's way bigger than the other one, and then you have a little one on the top to butt this thing up against. So what I like to start with, go ahead and start with your bigger washer and the curved washer. Go ahead and put those on the inside. And then the rest of your washers go right on the outside here. All right, there we go. And we'll go ahead and get our little Allen bolt, Allen nut here. Try and get that tightened, started to tighten up. And pretty much what we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and just push that up against the rim, right where the braking surface is. There we go, and it should have a nice curve to go with it. Try to get it all the way onto that braking surface without touching the tire. There we go. All right, that should be good. Grab your Allen key there, and we're just gonna go ahead and tighten it up. And when you go to crank on it, just hold the pad, that way it doesn't spin. And then we do the same deal on the other side as well. Do this, save our washers. So just like that, go ahead and get the washers all into place. And we'll go ahead and put our brake pad just like the other side. Get it lined up good. Go. Cool. And I'll get that tightened up. All right. Those look perfect. So go ahead, grab our brake here. Now one thing you all run into is pretty much what I just ran into there, is because our pads are much thicker than the last ones, our brake cable no longer reaches, right? So, bit of a problem. So we'll just go ahead and grab our, if you have your Allen, if you have an Allen head here, use your Allen head. If you have a wrench, use your wrench. So we'll go ahead and loosen that just a hair so we can kind of pull our cable a little bit. You don't want to loosen it all the way because you don't need everything to come out. Enough. Our cable can kind of pull. There we go. All right. Now that we've got that set, we should be able to pull our cable just enough to get our V-brake back attached. There we go. So then pretty much from there, since we had to loosen it up just a hair, we can go ahead and pull our cable through just a tiny bit. Pretty much once we get our cable tension pretty good, go ahead and grab your screwdriver on each side. There's little screws here. Let me tip you down a little bit here, I'll see. There we go. So as you can see right down here, the little screw right on the side, that's going to adjust how much tension is on this certain spring, so this certain side. It helps kind of pull the brake to one side. So we'll go ahead and tighten this one a little bit. Looks like it needs to move to this side just a hair. All right, so what we're running into this time is this spring on this side is very weak. It looks like it does not want to pull this way like I want it to. Let's see, how much is, let's try loosening this one just a hair. Let's try this first. There we go, okay. Now move just a tiny bit. Better. So after about 20 minutes, I finally got this one adjusted decently enough that it's not gonna rub. Now I'm just gonna tell you right off the bat, if you have a Walmart or department store bike, you're probably gonna run into the same thing. You can only get it so good and that's it. It's not gonna be perfect. There's not a single way to get this perfect on a department store bike. Now if you have a higher end bike or higher end V-brakes, you know, like something you find in the bike shop, or like a Trek 3700 has XTR V-brakes, Shimano XTR V-brakes on there. Those ones adjust like no issues at all. Super easy, work great. Walmart bikes, not so much. So don't get super frustrated if it has to be looser than you want. I mean, it still works. The lever doesn't, it's not exactly how I would love it to be, but it engages, it probably locks or hits the brakes about halfway through the travel, which is, it's decent. So it should stop the wheel too. So that's gonna be it for the front brake. I'm gonna get the rear brake done off camera because that took forever to do the front brake. And then after that, we'll be set with our braking system. So there we have it. New pads installed, brakes are all adjusted. Should be set to go. Should have no problem stopping once we get this bike up and going. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did find it useful, give this video a big thumbs up. Appreciate the support. Any comments or questions, let me know down in the comments section below. Love hearing from you guys. Love chatting with you as well. And we'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching today.